Hi guys, I'm doing a troubleshooting video for my two-stage high efficiency furnace. One morning I came down and we had a cold air coming in, no heat. I looked at the furnace. There was it was set to high, where I would see that it had a call for heat. You can have it as probably at least 70 or higher than your room temperature, which is 61 right now. So you'll see that it is calling for heat. So I came down and looked at my furnace. I had the blower just running with cold air, of course, because there was no heat. When I looked at the inducer motor, which is right here, it is a two-stage, which the piping is a little bit different. They use the PVC pipes for their intake and outgoing. The problem later I found out was the flame rollout switch, which is located right in the box for your flame rollout. Now, when I didn't know what exactly the problem was, the first thing you want to do is take a look at your LED, which is on the PCB board. You have to take out the compartment door, which is holded by two screws on top. So you take it out, and before you even do that, I should probably mention you got to turn off your power. Make sure your power is off. Even if you don't do that, as soon as you have the compartment board out, there is a safety switch right there, which basically cuts the power, but it's good to turn it off before even you do that. My inducer motor had a little bit built up. I believe it's either a condensation, white powdery stuff in there on the top of the coils, and then at the bottom also. So my first thing came to my mind was that my inducer motor is probably going bad, either seized up. It was working okay, like manually. There was no seize or jam. There was no play in it, but I ordered the inducer anyway, just to be on the safe side. It did came with a pressure switch, just in case if that was the problem. I was getting code 33, and then it was going into a 13. The way you know is you look at the LED light on the circuit board. I was getting a 3 short and 3 long lights, which indicates the problem, and it kind of tells you what to look for. For limit circuit fault, the first thing it tells you that there's a problem with the limit, indicates the limit or flame rollout is open. Your switch, which I replaced, actually this is the flame rollout switch, which I replaced. There's a manual reset. You can reset the switch, which the automated process or the cycle, it does that while it's running for 3-4 minutes, and then it goes into a lockout, which is code 13. What I did is I looked at a few other things. I did check my filter, make sure you have a clean filter. You want to make sure you change your filter every 6 months if you're using one of these 4-inch filters. 2025 4. If you have the small filter, 1-inch filter, you want to make sure you change it every month, or at least check every month. Make sure it's not dirty, so you're not blocking the airflow. Make sure the airflow arrow is pointing always towards the blower. You don't want to have it wrong way, because you're gonna have other problems. So I got the rollout switch. I did also get the high temp switch, just in case if that one was bad. That was to prevent your high temps. This is to prevent your flames coming out of, basically burning your eyebrows. So that is the switch for that. So you don't want to bypass that because it's a safety issue. I replaced it and it started working. My inducer motor got kicked in and then the whole cycle completed. I had no more the blinking lights. It's a solid. It always should be a solid light. I did test my PCB board. That was the first thing I did actually. I shouldn't have. I should have looked at some other stuff too, but since I wasn't getting any power to the inducer motor, I kind of freaked out and kind of thought that my PCB board went bad, but that wasn't the problem. So anyway, if you have a code 33 and if kind of similar problem, always change your first cheap parts. This was only about 10 bucks, less than 10 bucks. I got it at a local store in St. Paul. There's a lot of other stores, but a lot of the Carey and Bryant furnace dealers, there are only limited dealers that would actually keep it in stock. So this was in stock. I was able to pick it up like in a couple of hours and replaced it instead of waiting for it. I did get the inducer also locally, so just as a backup plan, I also picked up the high temp switch. That was my second thing to replace, and then the inducer if that was the problem, and probably the pressure switch if that was having a like issue with the pressure. Anyway, thanks for watching and hopefully this helps.